Well, I'm back for Dividing Fractions Part 2. I told you I'd be here. And I've re-upped the song, the memory song, and it goes like this. When you're dividing fractions, you invert and multiply, invert and multiply. And when you multiply mixed numbers, you use improper fractions, use improper fractions, you use improper fractions. So that's two parts. The first is that when you divide, you have to use the inverse of the second number. Let's see if we can do it. Do you think we can do it? I have, get that, oops, sorry. We have to make this into a mixed number into an improper fraction. Mixed number into improper fraction because you use improper fractions. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over 2, times this one, we're going to use the inverse. So the 4 is now on top and the 3 is on the bottom. And look, we can pre-cancel. 2 goes into 2 once and 2 goes into 4 twice. And we can cancel the 3's, pre-cancel, because 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 3 once. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 divided by 1 is 2. Okay? Oh, here's another improper fraction. So we have to see how many thirds are in 1 by multiplying 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 is 5 over 3. And we're going to multiply. Remember, you put a 1 down here because 2 divided by 1 is still 2. And we flip that, so it's 1 over 2. There's no pre-canceling to do because the 2 doesn't go into the 5 and neither does the 3, not evenly. So 5 times 1 is 5 and 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? All right, here's a different one. That line is there because we have to put a 1 under it. So it looks like a fraction because 5 divided by 1 is 5. But this is a mixed number. So we've got 5 divided by 1, 5 over 1, times 4 times 1 is 4 and 1 is 5 over 4. And we have to use the inverse, which is 4 over 5. And look, the 5's cancel. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 4 divided by 1 is 4. So the answer to that one is 4. So you see, sometimes you can end up with a whole number. Sometimes you can end up with a proper fraction. Let's see what happens here. We have 2 mixed numbers. 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 is 7 over 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Oh, that's not right, is it? 5 times 1 is 5, plus that 3 is 8 over 5. And we have to use the inverse. So that's times 5 over 8. Well, there's no pre-canceling that can be done here. Because 3 doesn't go into 5 and 3 doesn't go into 7. 8 doesn't go into 7. 8 doesn't go into 5. So that won't work. So we have to multiply across. 7 times 5 is 35. 3 times 8 is 24. So this time we got an improper fraction. So let's see. 35 divided by, oops, put the real division sign in there, divided by 24, that's not a very good division sign, but it'll do. 24 goes into 35 only one time, and when we subtract that, we get 11. So it's 1 and 11, 24. So this is 1 and 11 over 24. That's your final answer. You have to put it back in a mixed number. So sometimes your answers can be whole numbers. Sometimes they can be proper fractions. Sometimes they can be a mixed number from an improper fraction. So that's the story about dividing fractions. I don't think we'll have a part 3.